Well, if you look at the American dream, it's about getting a job, earning money, material things. I mean, these things, when we pass, we don't take with us. You know, everything is borrowed. If you can think in that sense, so we borrow and we give back. If we're gonna go hunting for that deer, we're gonna offer tobacco. And we're gonna make sure that it's properly used and shared. That's one of the big things we do. I'll give another example of the school I used to work for. And in the schools, we teach our young people. So if we go set the nets for the fish, the whitefish in the wintertime, we're gonna package them up, and we're gonna make an announcement to the community. We're gonna have a drive up, elders first, and so elders will drive up. They'll get a package of fish, then the community folks come after that. So it's giving back to the community. Even when our young people they hunt their first deer, it's given away. The first kill is given away, and so that's the whole underlying teaching too, is that we share. And, we just take what we need. We're not going to take a whole abundance. We just take what we need for that time. In the physical world, we think we need a lot. We don't need a lot, to really acknowledge who we are. So, just those are values, that have been passed on to us. I think are often glossed over at times, because it's just about the American dream, folks. The more you get, the more it's, the more important you are. It comes down to really, it's less the opposite, for many people. If you're sharing and the elders see you're out sharing and giving it away, that's what it's about. Really part of my journey with the community-based participatory research, it's more about community engagement, working with indigenous tribal communities, hearing those voices, hearing the stories. Not so much numbers is not our focus. It's kind of about the impact of folks' well-being and their identity. A lot of different things that happen, with health disparities that affect our kidney communities, whether it's cancer, diabetes, historical trauma, drug use and substance use. One of the big things we have currently going on, like the Flambeau right now, is our Family Circles program. We're focused on wellness and identity. I think in today's times, we're so busy, we tend to forget who we are, who our ancestors are, our families are. One of the things we always do to our neighboring schools with non-native students, we ask our young people is what they know about their families. Their uncles, their aunties, their grandparents, their great-great-grandparents. What do they know about them? Because there's really the piece that's been lost, in our COVID times, in our current times, where a lot of those things are not happening intentionally. So even things like simple things like having a meal together, checking in with your families is so important and critical. Because I think, a lot of folks that are struggling with wellness and being sober, I think is reconnecting with who they are, is being proud again of who they are. So if we get a person that feel proud about who they are, that begins their healing journey to be well and to be sober. We're just not numbers. We want our people to be helped. Well, if you look in today's times, there's a big phenomenon happening across indigenous communities, not just Native communities, but indigenous folks. We're reclaiming our ways. It's not about asking permission. Can we do these things? Because if you can picture back in 1924, is when we became U.S. citizens as Native American people. Then if you fast forward, to 1978, is when they passed the Native American Religious Act, that we could actually do our ceremonies and our teachings at that time. So that's relatively new. You're talking 45 years ago, that we're able to do these things openly and freely again. And so those historical trauma pieces have been really impacted who we are. And so, but there's some big movements going on across Indian country about revitalizing our ways of being. And so I think, being in the academic journey myself, walking the two worlds per se, of understanding both worlds and trying to get that message across to academic folks that, our cultural pieces is what shapes us today. And if you can just come in and see who we are, and then vice versa, when I say who you are, what's your background? Because it's about being a human being first. and understanding each other and knowing each other. It's so old, it's new. Things that we do in contemporary times, they always been there. It's so old, it's new. That's how far it's come back around. And people think it's new. It's not new, it's always been there.
Just whether or not you choose to listen, right?
Absolutely. That's it.